Today I wanted to show you how to code up the RSI. So the RSI is a classic momentum indicator and is commonly used to analyze overbought or oversold conditions. And here's the equation to work out the RSI. First we need to figure out the average gain, the average loss, and with that we can find the relative strength. And once we have the relative strength, we can work out the RSI. So let's get started with the calculations. I'll be creating this indicator within one function, so then the functions will be already created when we use the backtesting.py library to backtest some datasets. So let's start off with having a function called calculate RSI, and we'll want to take in the data and the length, and everything could be essentially calculated using just the datasets close and also the length, which is the period that you want to calculate your RSI on. So let's first get delta, which is calculating the differences, and once we have delta we can calculate the gain by using delta.aware over the length. So this equation is essentially finding the mean of all the positive gain within a rolling period. So for the loss it will be the same thing, but we just have to change a few things because we want to find all the negative differences. And then once we have average gain and average loss, we can work out the relative strength just by dividing gain over loss. And then once we have the relative strength, we can work out the RSI. And there we go. We have worked out the RSI and we just want to return the RSI. So let's see how this function translates over into a dataset. So let's import the libraries that we need. We would want pandas and also some functions that I previously created. Let's load up the dataset into a data frame. So once we have the data in the data frame, let's make a new column that includes the RSI, and the function that we wanted will take in the data frame, and then let's use a 14-day period. And let's have a look at the data. So we run the script, and there you go. We can see that the RSI has successfully been created in our dataset. And yeah, that's pretty much how you can create the RSI using Python. And now let's just do a quick backtest to show you whether or not we can actually just use the RSI as an indicator to buy and sell. So let's import the backtesting.py library. You want strategy, backtest, and let's just make some adjustments to our functions so we can use it for backtesting.py. We just need to change this into a PD series of the data. Let's start writing our RSI backtest. First we want to have a 14-day period, and then we want to create our init function. For that we just want to initialize the indicator. So self.i takes in the function we just created, and then it will take two variables. The first variable would be the close data, and also the second one would be the length that we just declared above. So moving on to the next function, this is where our buy and sell logic would be placed. Essentially, a basic RSI backtest would be selling when the RSI is above 70, and then we would want to buy when the RSI is below 30. And I'll just put in some conditionals within each buy logic just so that we don't instantly close our positions if the RSI stays above 70 or below 30. And then we just want to initialize the backtest framework into BT, and then we can run and plot the backtest. So if we were to run the script again, we get the results for our backtest just from using the RSI as an indicator to buy and sell. And you can see that it's definitely not a great indicator to use by itself. But bear in mind, this was tested on Bitcoin over the last 4 years, and Bitcoin just had a massive bull run, so the RSI itself is usually not a good trading indicator. And if we were to look at the chart that we were given, we can see that over the dataset we've actually lost all our money already at the first 3/3 of the data from just selling into strength. So there you go. This is pretty much how you can build a RSI indicator, and we figured out that the RSI is not a great indicator by itself as a trading strategy. Thanks for watching.